And we are live.
This is Ultra Podcast Z. It's the show where it's kind of hot as balls. It's kind of not.
This guy said hot
Hey,
as balls.
It is. It's still kind of hot. It's like I feel like I've been not catfished.
What?
What do they call it? I feel like I'm being not catfished.
Dutch oven.
Lampshade? No, not lampshade. What's the word? Somebody help me.
What are you looking for?
Yeah. What are you trying to say?
When people are lying to you,
gaslighted.
Like gaslighted. I'm being like a gaslit by the fucking whoever the fuck does by meteorologists. Because every fucking day they keep saying that the heat wave's gonna end. Two things. One, I think we have different definitions of what a heat wave is. Because yeah, it may not be 110 anymore, but it's still well in the 80s. But even worse is that every day it'll say it's 80, 81. But when the day happens, the high of the day will still be like in 90s. It's fucking insane and annoying. It's like every fucking day I'm being gaslit by the fucking by big meteorology.
And also me.
Yeah, Warren gaslights me all the time. Hey everyone,
I just want to play D&D with you, Manuel.
This is Gaslight Podcast Z. We're going to talk about Rings of Gaslight, House of the Gaslight, and Nintendo Gaslight Direct.
I thought you were going to talk about Fire Gaslight. Engage.
Engage?
Fire Emblem Gaslight Engaged or some shit.
That fucking game has a terrible fucking main character. I
like how you're not letting up.
I'm Manuel. Something A to J, and that's Warren.
What's up, you guys? This is the most fastest this is the most fast way for us to even introduce each other.
Exactly.
And that's this is our buddy JD. He's our host.
Yeah, I'm just here behind the scenes. The voice you may be hearing, don't worry, it's not the one in your head. Unless it also sounds like me, and then you can't tell the difference.
Oh no, I'm crazy.
I went to go post that we're live on Facebook, and I went to the memory section, and this day in 2019, those stupid little what's the thing that it well, in this particular one is what's the thing that it does, Pennywise, what's the thing that it does to get you in the sewer? And mine was, hey Manuel, want to go day drinking? And then I go under the sewer.
Sounds about right.
I'm like, that's me. Also,
Manuel's just like, I'll see you later.
Yeah, this day 3 years ago is the last time I went to Sizzler, and I remember we used to go there a lot for work lunch meetings. And this particular day at Sizzler, they're famous for their cheese toast that they give you for free for every meal, and or you can order it too separately, but they give you at least one for free. And the cheese toast I got today looked like a bunny because I don't know what had happened to the bread. Maybe they squished the top on an accident, but it had like a bunny. Anyway, I'll have that picture on YouTube if you want. I'll put the bunny toast up there somewhere. But yeah, today we're talking about oh my god, today was the second episode 5 years ago today. So we missed the anniversary, by the way. 5 years ago today was the second episode of Ultra Podcast D. So that means 5 years ago last week was the actual 5th year anniversary. God damn it, JD.
Wait, why is it JD's fault?
I don't know.
I wasn't even here.
It just
JD, he's like, I wasn't existing yet. The fuck?
Yeah, I'm looking at this right now. This was our 5th because I have a thing going live soon with Angie and Tiffany to discuss all things J-Pop Summit. I think it was just us there. Yeah, me, Tiffany, and Angie. We're the second episode of UPZ. I want to feel like Nyara was there, but I just didn't include her name. But yeah, anyways. And that episode I think is lost media now because I had to delete the first 40 episodes because of copyright claims. So rip. But yeah, anyways. So where are we gonna start this one, JD? What are we talking about today? I'll let you guide what we're gonna talk about first, because otherwise I'll just start ranting again.
Yeah, so did you see that Nintendo Direct today?
We'll start with that. Did you watch the Nintendo Direct, Warren?
No, I didn't even know that was a thing today. What was going on?
There's a new sequel to Breath of the Wild that finally got a name. It's called Tears of the Kingdom.
Or Tears of the Kingdom.
Or Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom? Interesting.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's funny because everyone online's kind of giving it some
Like,
giving it because without getting too spicy, I won't say why, but like because of certain events in the UK that
The
happened.
Queen died.
The Queen died.
Everyone knows it. It's not like it's some kind of big state secret.
oh,
Well, I don't-
wait, so people, I don't get it. Like, what's
Because
It's not like
Tears
they
of the
fucking-
Kingdom
it's-
sounds like
I mean-
a kingdom crying, like the UK is,
Tears.
or like some people in the UK are for the Queen.
well then
Some
they
people.
Could, hold on. So they're upset because the name of the thing, but it
No,
has nothing to
I
do
think
with,
just
like,
out of
the
respect, they
original.
didn't air it live in the UK. They just
Yeah,
uploaded
exactly.
it
Oh, I
straight to
see.
YouTube afterwards.
No, they should just
Yeah.
did it anyway.
Yeah.
They should just did it.
Tears of the Kingdom. They should make the next one called Tears of the Empire and talk. I'm just gonna shut up. Anyway, that's gonna be the spicy take. But no, beyond that, there's a new Kirby. Well, that's a new Kirby. There's a remake of the Kirby game, Return to Dreamland. But they
Ooh.
also announced that they're doing for the if you have the Nintendo Online thingy and you have the N64 pack, like the expansion pack or whatever, you can get GoldenEye,
Yes.
Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2.
Mario Party 1 through 3.
There you go, Mario Party 1 through 3. Soon. So we can all play Mario Party, the OG ones. We could like break our fucking nobody knows what I'm doing if you haven't.
Yeah, I know what you're doing, Manuel. I know what you're doing. There's that one game where you have to put your hand on the joystick,
Yeah, and do this.
and so many people got like burned into their palms that Nintendo had to send out gloves.
So you're
Yeah.
telling me, like
You have to
like
just put your hand
like-
and just go like this.
like this?
Yeah, like that.
Like-
Turn it around really fast.
No, with the center of your palm.
Oh. Ah.
Yeah. Oh, y'all know Mario Party 2 is the best.
Yeah, and we're talking about on an old school N64 analog stick, which were not the greatest sticks. So yeah, it's funny because I remember I'll never forget this. One of the very first issues of GamePro I ever had talked about like what's happening to my N64 because like it had like a letter to the editors, not a letter to the editors, like a buyer's beware, where they'd write in and be all like, "Hey, my fucking PS2 blew up." Well, not this is older than that. My Sega Genesis blew up. What do I do? But somebody wrote in like, "There's some weird dust coming from my N64 controller," and they're like, "Oh, that dust is normal when things rub together." And I'm like, "So you're telling me that the N64 analog stick just grinds to dust after a while? That doesn't feel right."
Or maybe it's just like that's weird. Like wash your fucking hand, my guy.
But
It sounds
anyway,
like it's dead skin cells. I'm just like, bro.
he was probably doing that game. It's like, bro, that ain't plastic rubbing together. It's all the skin from your palm just dripping. It's all your palm cheese. Did I just call it palm cheese?
Yes, you did.
Anyways, beyond
That's a
that,
new one.
Okay,
there's
but
Fire
Manuel,
Emblem.
we all have to agree one rule: no odd job when we play GoldenEye online.
Dude, it's so funny because last night I was reading, and I was doing this on purpose. It just happened to be I saw the post on Twitter, and I'm like, I'm gonna read the comments just because I'm bored and I hate life. So I was reading the comments, and they were surprisingly nice. At least maybe I was filtering out the bad ones. I don't know, but like a lot of the top ones were like, "We better get GoldenEye tomorrow," and people were like, "We're not gonna get GoldenEye because fucking GoldenEye is licensed, and they're not gonna bother trying to do it. You know, it's never gonna happen." And we got GoldenEye. That's fucking insane. It's gonna have online play. Honestly, I don't think I liked it when I was younger. I literally have not played it in 25 years or so. I can't imagine it's aged well.
It didn't, but the game's still fucking fun.
It's a classic, Manuel. I mean, the
Still fun.
Wii remake was a lot of fun local.
It's funny because I think about that. I'm like, just in brief little memory snippets. I remember moving the gun with the C buttons, and I'm like, that's not going to be fun today. Are they going to remap the controller? Because
Well, I mean, yeah, you're gonna be playing on a Switch
that was some fuck shit.
unless you
But,
want to buy the N64 controller.
Figure it out.
yeah, because like mind you, I don't think any console at this point in time, back when GoldenEye was released, had a double analog controller yet. So yeah, this was like the way before times. But anyways, beyond that, there's Fire Emblem Engage, which has the fucking Sonic and Knuckles main character.
Did you just call Sonic and Knuckles?
Because he has the red and blue hair.
And apparently he's designed, or like actually a bunch of, I think all the new characters, I think the whole game is designed by some fucking famous VTuber artist. And I'm like, man. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say anyway, because I'm like, I don't want to offend VTubers everywhere.
I mean,
But,
to be honest, I mean, the character design is fucking ugly.
It is.
I'm not gonna hold that one back. That one is pretty fucking bad.
It looks like a cheap design from a cheap mobile game, and that's me being nice. That's my nice take. It looks like the cheapest design from a cheap mobile game that some local company made that they could only hire the artist for like $5. What are you gonna say, JD?
The name of the artist is Mika Picasso.
Mika what?
Mika Picasso. Pikazo.
I've never heard of this person. Anyway, I'm sure they're a great person. I'm sorry you fucking designed Sonic and Knuckles, the JRPG character. Anyway,
that wasn't an apology.
I know, that would just be.
Yeah, that's Manuel's standard non-apology.
That's like that. That's a sorry. Like, I'm sorry that you're offended.
Oh my god, Andrew just messaged me about the idol group that's going viral. There's this idol group called Planck Stars. Sorry to interrupt, but
keep going.
Planck Stars. And apparently, what's that? Like some news site, one of those like, Viral Hog or like some shit like that. Did I just call Viral Hog a news site? I meant a viral site. Like one of them picked it up and is like sharing it and whatever. It's funny because I asked a friend about that. I saw this a few days ago, and I asked a friend, "Do you know what this group is?" And he told me everything about them. They're a group called Planck Stars, and like they're planning a world tour at the beginning of next year, but they don't have the money or connections to do it. They literally planned it and are trying to get like their fucking whale fans to pay for it and to plan it for them. And yeah, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to have any problems anymore.
What? How are you? They planned a tour that they couldn't even deliver in the first place with.
They had some balls, don't they?
Oh,
but anyway,
yeah.
I mean, I guess I wish them luck. But holy shit, that's
It's Watchmojo that picked it up.
That's the opposite of Manuel. I'm not Manuel. Opposite of Pallades. Over was it under
promise, over deliver.
There you go.
They're over promising, and more than likely they're going to be under delivering.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to the games. Beyond that, I don't think there's any other games we didn't mention, right? What else is that?
Octopath Traveler 2.
Oh, fuck that.
Oh, actually, I still haven't played the first one, even though I have it.
There's a new Theater Rhythm coming out with DLC music from Nier, Live Alive.
Thank you for bringing that one up. I'm calling it this very second. I'm calling it now. Square Enix is going to ruin that game. It's going to be a mobile port, and it's going to play like shit, and people are going to all buy it and
Live Alive?
No, Theorhythm. Theorhythm's the Final Fantasy rhythm game.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about.
And they're releasing a new one that also has music from other Square Enix games. And I'm like, do you really think that Square Enix is making a new game? No. They're going to fucking get the old mobile code, because, by the way, it has been on mobile forever, and there was a lot of music on mobile that never, ever made it to the 3DS. So they're going to fucking just upscale the fucking mobile port. They're going to re-release it on phones, and we're going to get that exact version. They are not. I will fucking... I don't think anyone can argue with me on this. They're going to do it. This is what they do. This is what they did for the Pixel remasters. This is what they did for the fucking...
No, they did Saga Frontier was fucking trash.
Yeah, they did for Saga
I think Legend of Mana was bad, too.
All of them are mobile ports. You can't really fault them.
Oh, Manuel's internet died.
Wait, did it really?
No, he's good on mine.
Oh, is it me?
Maybe you. I don't see the problem.
Warren's like, is it me?
Right.
He's all like, no, you're fine.
That was
But yeah.
weird because Manuel froze for me. But okay, continue.
Anyways, that's Theater. Sorry, I just realized I was hitting my phone. I hope I didn't break it.
Yeah, Pikmin
that
4.
slamming with my phone.
It was apparently nearly finished like 7 years ago, but it's finally finished.
What is?
Pikmin 4.
Oh yeah, Pikmin 4 is coming out. Also,
Interesting.
Beyond Octopath Traveler, that same company has another game called. It says the stupidest title ever. What the fuck's it called, JD? Do you remember? It's called something Daily or various Lifetime or something like that. I'm not.
Like that.
It sounds so stupid. It's just.
I mean, it's from Square Enix.
Various Lifetime.
Discovery.
Let me see it. Let me look this up. Octopath Traveler developer.
Daylife.
I can't even. Various Daylife. Yes, it's called Various Daylife, and I think it's supposed to be like. I mean, I'm sure you do more than farming, but it's basically like Harvest Moon, like in that style. And by that style, I mean Octopath and Project Triangle Strategy.
Project Triangle.
Who the fuck makes these titles? Octopath Travelers.
Doki Grooveworks is the name of the developer for the game.
Remember that whole English thing? It's kind of like how over here people think it's just cool to just use random Japanese. It's the same thing kind of for Japan. They just use random English. And
this isn't the 90s, though. You think that would kind of die down for a company so huge?
I mean, you would think they'd be like, "Hey, English speaker, how does this sound?"
Apparently, this came out on Apple Arcade like 3 years ago.
What did?
Various Daylife.
Oh, I didn't know it was an old game.
Yeah, I didn't know either. Let me check, just in case Wikipedia is wrong on this one.
Also, the other game I want to mention real fast, actually pretty much the last one I want to mention, is that they're doing a remake to It's a Wonderful Life. Harvest Moon game. Yeah. Now it's Story of Seasons, It's a Wonderful Life. And I have a slightly funny story about that. When they remade Friends of Mineral Town for the Switch about 2-3 years ago, like the start of the pandemic-ish, I was so excited when they announced it. I lost my shit during the direct. I pre-ordered the game. The game arrived. It came with a cute little plushie that I showed off. I put the game in my Switch and I played it, and I realized it wasn't It's a Wonderful Life.
Wait, how?
I'm a fucking dumbass. That's it. I'm just a fucking dumbass. It was funny because I was telling everyone. I'll never forget. I remember like I was talking to Rachel when I was playing. I was so excited, and I'm like, "Wait, what is this game? Why? What? Where's my dog? Like, what's happening?" And I was like, "Rachel, this isn't It's a Wonderful Life." She's like, "No, it's Friends of Mineral Town."
You played the game, not knowing that you
exactly. And for the record, it's not like I'm like new to the franchise. I played Friends of Mineral Town on the Game Boy Advance. I'm just a fucking idiot. I have no excuse. I don't know what happened. My brain like had a brain fart that lasted like 4 to 6 months. Like at no point did I realize my mistake until I was playing.
Can you imagine? Manuel's like talking to somebody about it. They're like, "What's that?" And you're like, "What?"
No, and it was funny. No, because apparently I had been telling Sylvia about it, and like later on, she's like, when I told her how the whole thing was like, I was wrong. She's like, "Yeah, you've been talking about It's a Wonderful Life, and I didn't know what to tell you that you're describing the wrong game." I just looked crazy for a long time. I guess the people
Dude, that is so bad.
Oh yeah, and one other old game that's coming out that I'm really excited for: Tales of Symphonia remaster.
Oh, see, I'm excited for that. I would be excited for that if we didn't already have that game on the PC for like 10 years.
But now I can have it on Switch.
Yeah, and maybe if it had come out earlier in Switch's lifespan before I bought it on PC like 3 years ago. Now I just don't care.
So yeah, buy $50 for the special edition with a steelbook with Noish on it.
Oh my god, I'm so happy for it. I guess. Also, they in about like 2 or 3 months, the Crisis Core remake comes out, and our homie Kaylee Mills is going to be playing Cisne, which is great and fucking annoying. Not because Kaylee, but it's fucking annoying because I didn't know that they were redubbing it.
I'm pretty sure they said that when it was announced.
Well, that pisses me off because I've already told you how pissy I get about them redubbing games like that. Anyway, that's my rant. Congratulations, Kayla. I know that's a backhanded congratulations. I'm like, it's awesome you got the role, but you should have took it. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
He's lying. Don't listen to him.
I don't think he likes you,
He's being for
Kaylee.
real. He's being for real.
anyways, that was pretty much all the direct. The direct wasn't. They announced a crap ton of DLC and other bullshit, but nothing I think too insane.
A bunch of farm games for some reason.
Oh yeah, there was. Oh, they also announced Rune Factory 3, which is weird. I mean, like a remake, which is weird because they. First of all, Rune Factory 5 exists, so you can already play the newest one. But they also released the Rune Factory 4 remake already. I've never heard of a company doing the remakes backwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's so weird. Like, who's gonna buy Rune Factory 3? I know there's different like people you could marry, but it's like, who does that?
I have not played a Rune Factory game. Maybe there's some people who really like 3 and don't like 4 or 5.
Well, actually, I don't like the girls on 4, which is funny that I just made that joke about like, oh, just different girls you can marry. 4 very famously is the one. These are all I call them DDS games. These are all DS games, and I used to say that part 4 was the one where the moms were the hot ones, not the fucking daughters you can marry in that game. So it was the MILF game, but you can't marry the MILFs. Anyways,
don't let dreams be dreams.
I'm gonna hack. If it comes out on PC, I'm gonna hack it and marry the MILF.
Like,
okay.
Sure.
Anyway, Manuel, House of Dragons.
Oh, speaking of MILF, actually, I don't know why I said that. There's not really a MILF in the show.
The Dragussies.
The Dragussies. Okay. You know what?
We're terrible.
I'm gonna open a soda and take a sip before I say what I'm gonna say.
No, Manuel already knows what he has to say. He's being extra right now.
I am. So, there are 2 fantasy shows where, it is so hot that me taking that sip and breathing into the mask is like cooling my whole face. It's weird. Anyway, there are 2 fantasy shows going around right now. We'll talk about the other one in a minute. But how this plays into House of the Dragon is that this show cost half as much to make. I think actually less than half, but like half production-wise for sure. As much to make as the other big one. And it looks like it's 10 times more like production values. It's insane. I'll admit the dragons look like shit. I love the long boy, but he looks like a PS2 cutscene.
You and I played some very different PS2 games.
It's like PS2 cutscene dragon. But I will say,
kinda.
I will say I do like the show. I didn't think I'd like it. I am not familiar with this book at all. Like whatever the fuck book this came from. Like what the fuck was it called?
Fire and Blood.
Fire and Blood. Yeah, I've never read this one.
Oh no! Songs of Ice of Fire.
No, but it's specifically Fire and Blood.
Yeah,
the book of the Targaryen kings.
I've never read this book at all.
Oh, okay. Actually, I have it.
Yes, we know. That's why I wanted you on.
But
continue.
I like it. I've already kind of ruined some of the plot for myself because I was reading about the show on accident. But I'll admit when I first
continue.
When I first started watching it, I was thinking that they were like angling Daemon. By the way, Daemon's one of the main characters to be like this crazy villain. But I actually like him. He's like one of my favorite characters of the entire show.
You don't say, Manuel.
And he has this dragon that's like the long boy dragon. He's like so skinny and like long.
Someone feed this guy. Feed this guy. Give him a cheeseburger. You actually get him 3 of them.
But yeah, so this show's a prequel to Game of Thrones, and it takes place 200 years before
200-ish, yeah,
like before 72 or some weird fucking number.
Yeah,
We
before
just say
they
two.
invented there.
200.
Oh yeah, and
And
his
it's
dragon is
basically-
named Caraxes.
Oh, Baraxes? Is it
Caraxes with a K.
Haraxes? Skinny boy? Long
Yeah.
skinny boy? Long skinny boy. So yeah, this is 200 years before the Game of Thrones nonsense, and it's basically supposed to be telling the beginning of the end of House Targaryen.
Targaryen.
Targaryen. It's funny. I always
I like.
when I don't
That's
have
so
no
weird that you. Manuel's doing it on purpose. Don't listen to him.
pissing off everyone. Everyone stop. She has her AirPods in. But that was my favorite meme. That was from the last episode, not the last episode, but when she like destroys King's Landing on the dragon on the last show. It's
What is Manuel?
She can't hear the bell. She can't hear the bell. She has her AirPods in. But anyways, but yeah. So this is the beginning of the end type shit. I always think that prequels are shit things to do because let me rephrase this. I don't think Rings of Power has this problem because its prequel is so far back from Lord of the Rings. But when you
Lord of the Rings.
He's talking Rings of Power.
no, I'm talking about Rings of Power. But
Oh.
when you're talking about this one, it's still really close to what's going to happen. I feel like these kind of prequels are weird because you know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's a direct one that's going to end with like the opening scene of Game of Thrones or something.
But yeah, I mean, like, but you it's like it's not going to end well for any of these people. They're all going to meet some terrible, terrible end. It's like when you're watching. It's like the way I feel watching some of the Star Wars prequels. Like, let me rephrase this: the Star Wars TV show prequels, Disney Plus. I can fucking love. What the hell's the bounty hunter one called?
The Mandalorian.
I can fucking love the Mandalorian, but what does it matter? I know what happens. It's like Luke's gonna die. Who the fuck cares if he ends up with fucking Grogu or whatever? I know how this is all gonna work. So it's like, does it really? Do I really care? Ahsoka is not gonna do anything consequential to the franchise. Who cares? It's like that's the way I kind of feel with House of the Dragon. Is that it's like, none of this matters, even though it's good. It's good bullshit, but does any of it matter?
I mean, I think the only reason why it does matter is because it fills in the gaps of the parts of the books that don't really like say. Because there's even there's even parts of stuff that just is not like detailed at all. So it kind of clarifies for people that read the books and just people that don't read to kind of know what, like, it's just like you kind of fanfic a little bit.
Yeah, and I think at least one of the things
what I mean?
for House of the Dragon that they're talking about is because of the way the histories are presented in the books written by like Martin and assistants, is that they're presented as like in-universe histories that are flawed, and sometimes they present like multiple accounts of the same incident.
So what you're saying, we could be surprised?
Yeah, well, but we're supposed to be seeing like the objective viewpoint from the show
Actually,
rather than
really happened.
a more skewered viewpoint. But
The Valerians were black.
yes, there were some people. Oh, there Manuel goes.
For the record, in case any, just to get the cat out of the bag, I have no fault. I have no qualms. Qualms, is that even the right word? I don't care. I don't care.
You're really trying right now. Manuel's on like my brain.
And for the record, I actually didn't know that they weren't black in the book. I didn't know that because I never read this one. It was a little surprising, and not because I was like, why aren't they white? It's more like, aren't they related? So I was kind of confused by that. I'm like, that could still work, but that's the only part that confused me. I'm willing to wrap my head around that a bit more. But aren't they related? Aren't these people like very incesty?
Not until I think they what's her name? The queen that never was marries into the family. I don't think they're directly related. They were just two Valyrian houses.
Okay, so
yeah,
so that's
House Valerian and House Valerian.
That's the part that confused me. It's like I didn't really care. I just thought it was weird. I'm like, wouldn't there be more like, wouldn't the whole the quote unquote like the black part of the bloodline just spread throughout or be more diluted in general or something? I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I'm saying weird shit. Ignore me.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Maybe edit this part in the VOD.
Yes, I don't mean anything weird, but I'm just saying it just confused me. But I like the show. It's good. There's dragons. Um, I, I liked Rhaenyra up to a point. Who's one of the main characters. I'm starting to dislike her now as the show goes on. But also shout out to the homie Tim who let me borrow the HBO Max. I could watch it. I mentioned this on
Hey, where's my shout out for all the times you watching my shit? He was actually on 2 of my streaming platforms.
It's funny because I mentioned this on the Wild Arm stream we did last week, but we were supposed to do this podcast topic last Tuesday, and we couldn't because of Warren. But Warren canceled early enough that I was still watching House of the Dragon. So I was all like, you know what? I'm not going to rush watch this because it was like late at night. I'm going to just watch this when I have free time now because it's clearly not going to happen. At least I don't think it will. So I stopped. But I had told my homie that I only needed his HBO Max for one night. So like 2 or 3 nights later, I go back to finish watching it, and he logged me out. He logged me out. So like I had to go and like, but he didn't change his password. So like, thank God I had the foresight to like have, even though I told him I wasn't going to do this, I had the foresight to remember it under Google. So I just logged back in. And my point, and I'm pretty sure he got an email. He's probably like, this flying bitch. But for the record, I'm out of it now. I'm not that kind of person. But that was funny though.
Watch the next episode comes out. Manuel's all like,
like he's gonna log back in late at night, so hopefully he doesn't see it.
You're just like, I just need to watch this one episode. That's it.
I need to watch one episode every week for the next 2 months.
This guy literally just like, just one episode. I told you, man. Just one more
episode. And then I'm good. Then I quit for good.
It's funny because, to be honest, I like the show. I think it's good. I think I'm done watching. I mean, like, and all jokes aside, I think I am done watching it weekly. I don't care about it that much. And once again, Game of Thrones itself has shit ending. I don't care. So maybe I'll binge it when it's all done. Like probably on a less than reputable streaming service of some sort. Maybe I'll ask the homie if I could borrow it then. I don't know, but yeah, I think I'm done. It was good though. Apparently, I will say this. I don't know if it gets worse, so I don't know if this is going to be a poorly aged thing. But so far, it's not as bad. And by bad, I mean like in terms of questionable content, it's not as bad as Game of Thrones was in its first season. Like, there's some, huh?
I would say, well, now they know they have people's attention.
Yeah. As I was like, please continue your.
No, because I think in the first wasn't it the first episode of Game of Thrones that had like, well, there is sex in the first episode.
Incest?
Yeah.
Yes, but the first episode of Game of Thrones had just straight up incest and like.
Well, I mean, yeah, I believe it ends on Bran finding Jaime and Cersei in the middle of the act.
Yeah. So.
And then did they push him? Did they push him at the end?
Yeah, I believe that's the end of the episode.
Yep. So like, it's not that bad. Like I was talking to a friend about this, and she was saying how like because I was like, hey, are you watching House? Because we were discussing Rings of Power, so I wanted to bounce some ideas off of her. And then I was like, oh, by the way, you're also watching House of the Dragons. I could bounce some of that off you too. And she's like, no, I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes of Game of Thrones and I refuse to ever watch anything else in that franchise again. So I will say, it does take a step back from that. So yeah, if you didn't watch, not to say you don't watch it if you don't want to, but if you weren't going to watch it because you think it's going to be like Game of Thrones again, and it so far isn't.
Oh yeah, and we do have a stretch redeem.
I mean,
oh, a stretch.
You know what?
It's from your girlfriend.
I'm not. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna say anything. It's not like. Yeah, I guess it just depends on like what people's triggers are.
Yeah.
Did you watch this new episode, Warren?
Yeah, this episode, everybody made bad decisions. 100% everywhere. Everybody made terrible decisions.
I won't say the spoiler. Yeah, I won't do the spoiler, but I will say that episode 4,
the tipping point.
The wincest happens.
Manuel, that is spoilers, you son of a bitch.
Is that a spoiler?
Because there's only Manuel. Who are the only people that do incest? People know. There's only one. There's only one family that does it. That they're known for. And then Daniel's like, I like how, dude.
I'm just
I'm not gonna say spoilers. Says spoilers. I tell you as anonymously as possible. You're like the Targaryens. Stop.
Everyone does the incest. No, but I'm sure there'll be more incest as it goes on. But like, it finally happens.
I like how you're just like, yeah. There's.
You know what I found funny? You know what I found really funny? We're gonna talk about Rings of Power in a second. But both the new episode of Rings of Power and the new episode of House of the Dragon both had a puppet show. Isn't that fucking weird? Oh no, it wasn't a puppet show of House of the Dragon. It was a theater show. But
Theater.
They both had theater. I thought that was so random because, like, in House of the Dragon, once again, no spoiler, but there's a scene where like they show the streets and they're reenacting like, you know, the secession. They're all like, oh, so and so should be the heir, but so and so should also be the heir. They're doing this in theater form, and then in Rings of Power, they're like, oh look, here's Galadriel fighting her own, you know, whatever the fuck she was. I don't know what the hell Galadriel was doing there, but yeah. I just thought that was funny. I was like, why do they both have like theater? I want to go to a medieval theater now.
Greek
Yeah,
chorus,
that
man.
actually looks pretty fun.
Wait,
I was like,
what do you mean? Also, the game incest is the game the whole family can play. Don't say that.
Hey, my mother said that. I'm simply honoring her legacy.
The whole family can play. Oh my god.
I mean, technically, the Targaryens that's very much their thing.
It's funny because like there are memes about it, but incest amongst royalty. Well, I say this. Yeah, incest amongst royalty is a thing that happens, and it happened in history. And it happened very crazy because usually it wasn't intentional. It just happens to be that all the royal families keep intermingling. So your next wife is probably your third cousin, you know, that kind of bullshit.
And you were lucky if it was that distant.
Exactly. But like the Targaryens don't even go that far. It's like, bro,
it literally is. They call them their sister wives.
It's like
literally
you share so much genetic data with this person. Please stop having sex. It's like, please don't do this. This is not.
They got to keep that bloodline pure, Manuel. I mean, and all that other stuff. No, please don't say that. No.
Oh my! Oh hi, Terrence Pryor. You came in at a funny time talking about incest. Lost a viewer. No, I'm just kidding. But no, we're talking about House of the Dragon. But no, it just blows my mind. It's like how the heck can you have like casual incest this close in your family? I don't know. That feels wrong. And okay. Of course that feels wrong. That's not what I mean. That doesn't feel like an accurate plot point. Like I think at that point, wouldn't the birth defects be like too crazy to keep doing it?
I mean, there are descriptions of Targaryen babies being born.
Oh, are there? I don't remember.
Dragon-like.
Some dragon deformed, like literally, like being born with dragon.
Yeah,
like attributes.
Oh, so like, they basically attributed the literal like deformities that they were casting upon their own children by like sleeping with their brothers and uncles and everything like that.
Yeah,
and like, oh, they're dragons. It's like, bro, nah, like their body misshapen because that person, like, you had the same mother. Stop.
Yeah. Basically, that was probably their like record's way of covering it up. Though I believe Dany's unborn child, or like stillborn child, in the first book is described as like having dragon-like features as well.
I don't know. That's wild to me. Anyway. I like House of the Dragon. Like I said, I probably won't keep watching. I don't know, but then again, like JD was joking earlier, part of me does feel a little addicted. Like I want to see it through. So maybe I'll just keep logging into the homies HBO Max till he changes this password.
This guy said maybe. Watch, Manuel's gonna do it.
Until he gets tired of my bullshit, keep seeing the weekly login and be like, this motherfucker, I keep logging him out.
And he just keeps on coming back. He's the dog that keeps shitting on the carpet.
Oh, that's so funny. I should probably message him next time I do it, though. At least give him the courtesy of letting him know.
I like how Manuel over here now has a conscience, so he's gonna, after already like doing the deed, he's like, yeah, I'm just hey, I'll let you know next time. He's like, bruh, you already did it. Okay, continue.
Dan. Oh, I forgot. That was her name.
Daenerys.
Yeah, I was called. I don't know if you guys even heard me, but like I was saying Rhaenyra, which I think is the name of the king. Fun fact. But
No,
Rhaenyra?
Viserys is
Viserys.
Rhaenyra is
Yeah.
Viserys is
See, I was getting their names together and I was
It-
calling her Rhaenyra for Rhaenyra, from the girl, whatever the girl with the AirPods in.
Daenerys.
Yes. By the way, spoiler alert: if you didn't know, watch Game of Thrones seasons
Don't watch it.
7 and 8 are trash. Maybe 6. I think 6 is the one I skipped, but apparently that one's trash too. So yeah.
Seasons
Anything
1 through 5 trash too.
Well, okay. I'll say this real fast because this isn't about Game of Thrones, and I want to talk about Rings of Power actually a bit more. But my problem with Game of Thrones was always that it felt like it was rushed. It always felt like they were moving too fast for the material they had. They went through so much material, like so many books. They could have slowed down, and it's funny they didn't, because you would think that would be the TV thing to do, because you want to have more content to keep selling shit. But they, like, within 5 years, they already ran out of material. How the fuck did you do that?
I mean, it took them until book 5 or season 5 maybe to catch up to 5 books. Actually, depending on you look at it, and they did split book 3 up into seasons 3 and 4.
I just think that's weird. I think
Yeah.
that's weird, and they could have really slowed down if they wanted to, but they didn't.
Yeah, I think it's also how it would have looked like in season. Could they have gotten to like some other big event that would have been like a big thing? It's kind of like when you talk about how like the first season mixes like up the order of the events in book 1 and book 2, because book 2 is just a bunch of short stories. So they work them into other spots in the plot so that they can actually have like an exciting climax at the end of it. So it's like, oh yeah, they had to do this like out of order and just make sure because they wanted to have something exciting at the end of the season.
It's just funny because like my big complaint was always that it felt like it was moving too fast, which is why I stopped watching. So when season 8 came around and it was moving like at breakneck speed, like I'm like, see, I always had this problem. Now they're just being stupid. I don't know. Anyways, Rings of Power. Warren, what do you think about Rings of Power?
It's fun. I'm enjoying it. Does it make it good?
You see,
no, it's
that's my issue.
Like it's not like honestly, like I had someone, and it's you can't really compare it. I saw someone just like, I'm liking Rings of Power more than House of the Dragon. I was like, shit, damn, like it's either you're just like, I want to see the Lord of the Rings just in another theme. like I was just like, House of the Dragons, like there's actually more character building, so it's like it's a lot more fun to watch, you know.
Now,
but some people don't. Some people just want to see things happen. You know, want to fight some orcs.
Oh, all 5 of them they've shown.
But like I'm like it's still fun. Like I'm enjoying the show still. It's just it's it's pretty, but it's just not great.
I'll get a nice controversial hot point out of the way. I actually like Galadriel, and it's funny because a lot of people don't like Galadriel. I like Galadriel.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's a good character. I love the actress Morfydd. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but Morfydd.
I think it's Welsh.
Huh?
I think it's Welsh, which is weird.
Oh well, her Miss Clark. I'm not sure how to pronounce the first name. They're amazing. The show is great. Mostly for casting wise. I will say right off the bat, my biggest complaint with it from episode 1 is somebody fucking call the IRS and get them to what do you call it when you like audit the show? Okay, what do they call when they audit? Audit the show, because I swear to God, Jeff Bezos is laundering his fucking money through that show, because there is no way that show cost $50 million an episode. There is no fucking way.
50 million?
That's yes, I think it's like 48, but yeah, it's 50. We'll round up to 50 because the whole season cost $1 billion. But some of that's marketing and buying the rights. but it cost $50 million each episode. That's bullshit. I'm calling you on it right now. That's fucking bullshit. Which, by the way, like I already said earlier, is twice the amount of each episode of House of the Dragon, and it looks so cheap. And I mean this in every sense of the word. The CG is terrible. The fucking warg, by the way, spoiler, there's a warg in the last episode, and the fucking warg looks like it actually looked kind of cute, but it looks so bad. I was like, what the fuck is this warg? Other
things like
Manuel, just before we get further into this, I'm just gonna say I'm going to recuse myself from talking about this one because my cousin worked effects for the show.
Oh, were they in charge of the warg?
I have no idea. All I know is that he was working on it.
For the record, I don't think the warg. I actually picked on the warg not so much because it's terrible CGI. I think it looked weirdly cute. I was like, it looks like a fucking doggy. It's like, what is it? Like give him a steak.
But when me and Leslie said like, oh, it's a doggo. And
but
then Leslie's like, no, and I was like, not too bad. This guy's trying to kill him. I would have. I'm sorry.
Oh, for the record, just as a mild off topic because we won't bring up the word again. I'm sure. I hate when fantasy shows or fantasy media. It's usually in TV because usually the books don't do this. When fantasy media make something too powerful. For those who don't know, like wargs are all over the place in the Lord of the Rings universe. So this one warg killing like fucking 5 elves, and I know they were in prison and they had like just weapons they picked up, but this fucking warg was killing fucking all these elves. It just blew my mind. I'm like, it's one warg. When the orc was like, release the warg, I'm like, oh, he's gonna like lose like 10 of them, but it's one. Fucking murder it.
Manuel's all like, this is not a threat. There's more of us than him.
I say to test this, we throw Manuel in a pit with a warg and see how he comes out.
In The Hobbit, like fucking Thorin was killing like dozens of these in the end of the first movie. But
man, you remember? Did you just say Thorin? You know the difference between Thorin and the presenters. There's a huge. That's like saying, "Damn, why did they beat him up? Look, this buff guy did it." And they're like,
I think every elf that was captured was one of the elves from the fucking Watch. So like these are soldiers. They're probably thousands of years old. Thorin is like, for those who don't know, Thorin is like
okay. You know, you might you might be right about that.
Thorin,
you do have a point. Okay, you do have a point. But they had no weapons except that one guy that got hit by an axe.
The first girl had a spear, and it actually made me laugh. I'm a monster, I know. It made me laugh when she ran. The warg just knocked the spear out of her hand and ripped out her belly, and like threw it. I kind of laughed. I'm not gonna lie, but
Manuel's just like, you thought.
You fucked around and found out. Well, also it blew my mind. Like, why did she run off on her own? Like, should have been like, let's go, guys. But she went off on her own and just bam, belly ripped out.
Well, that's what happens when people are, like, then when people are panicked, they're just like, fuck, you guys are on your own. Holla, see you later.
Oh, that's just like tower soldiers. They haven't seen battle, most likely. They're just be looking at humans for a century, I guess. But it's just like, it's still one warg. I think it.
That is true, huh?
I actually meant to count, but it definitely killed, I think, 4 elves. So it's like, what the fuck? It's one warg. I also felt that way for the troll earlier, the troll that Galadriel fought in the first episode. It's funny because everyone's like, look how bad, look how people were talking shit about it. Look how stupid it is that Galadriel was able to kill the troll by herself. I'm like, bro, it's a troll. Like, she fought in these battles. Probably some of those dudes did too. It's like when they were fighting Morgoth, there were armies of trolls, and they were like. What also blows my mind is if you go further back. Sorry, now I'm talking about the books. Last thing I'll say about the books, but like the Balrogs were like leading, like they were like generals. So elves would kill Balrogs all the time. So why was that one Balrog giving Gandalf a hard time? But anyway.
They didn't fly. Okay, that's what happened.
Fly, you fools.
And we were like, I remember when he said that, I was like, wait, hold the fuck up. You're the one with the flying shit, homie. Not us.
You mean run.
For the flame of Ardu. You shall not. What was it? What's the whole speech? I actually know that speech. I don't remember the speech anymore. I just love his delivery. Ian McKellen's delivery was so over the top. By the way, I don't know if this is a spoiler because it's like in the first episode, and like it's obvious what they're going for though. But like Gandalf is in this show, and it's funny because some people online are like, "You don't know it's gonna be Gandalf."
That's what I was telling Leslie. And Leslie's like, this not. I was like,
It's gonna
I
be
don't
Gandalf.
know, man.
And
I don't know.
Especially it's gonna be Gandalf because he has an affinity for hobbits, and like it's like it's probably gonna end with something stupid, like he's gonna like tap Nori's the Harfoot in the show. He's probably gonna tap her on the shoulders like 2,000 years from now, I'm gonna bother your great grandson and take him on a journey. That's the way the show's gonna end. I'm calling it now.
Manuel,
Yes.
if you do want the whole quote, this is what I found for it.
Oh, what is it? Oh.
You cannot pass. I am a servant of the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Anor. The dark fire will not avail you, flame of Udun. Go back to the shadow. You shall not pass.
There you go. I fucking love the Lord of the Rings movies. I've mentioned this before, but I saw the first one in a midnight showing back when theaters didn't really do that, like 2001, whenever this was. I was really young too. Like me and a couple friends went and we just saw it, and it was weird because like at first, once again, theaters didn't really do this. It was just one theater showing it, and then as the night went on and more people kept showing up, it was already sold out. They kept opening more and more theaters, and by the time it was done, there were I think 4 theaters sold out showing the fucking midnight showing like of Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. So I go pretty far back, but going back to Rings of Power, it looks so cheap. There's never more than like 10 people on screen at once, and like there's a scene early on when there's an elf ceremony, an elven ceremony, I should say, and there's like fucking 5 elves there. I'm like, what is this? Where's the money?
They're doing their best, Manuel.
No.
Yeah, that is true though. Sometimes you're just like, man, the CG's kind of looking kind of.
Let me describe every fucking big city scene in the show. The camera pans across this big, illustrious city, which is either a miniature or more likely a bunch of CG bullshit. It pans across it all, and then we zoom in, and then we're in a fucking room with 2 people. It's like, what is this? What is this? Who? And don't get me wrong, there are some street scenes. We do see a lot of what the fuck is the capital in Numenor called? We do see a lot of that city, kinda, and we do see a bit of Khazad-dûm, the fucking the dwarven place. But it still looks so. It's funny because the elves get the short end of the stick. Okay. Do you remember that scene, Warren? I already said this earlier. Remember that scene where Galadriel and Elrond are in the fucking seeing the carving of all the dead elves?
Oh, uh-huh.
And the fucking lampposts that were like guiding the walkway, they looked. Go back and watch it. Everyone, go back and watch it. They fucking look like they went to Lowe's Hardware and bought like just some lamps, like stakes, like lawn stakes, and they decorated the set with it. They look that fucking bad. Not even joking. It just looks so fucking terrible. It's like, what is this? And there's like, and it's funny because you could also tell that there's only like 1 or 2 actual like things there, and like physical, and the rest is CG in the background. So I'm like, this is not $50 million. Someone somewhere is like, somebody wrote themselves a $12 million bonus and it's like on vacation right now. There's
You're
no
like Jeff Bezos.
There's no fucking way. What is this?
Yeah.
Wait, what am I trademarking? Anyways, but I don't know. What else do you think about the show before I get too spicy?
Are we going to talk about the things that people actually were complaining about?
For the record, once again, I do not care about the casting of the racial whatever the fuck of the peoples. Who cares? I will say, fuck whoever the fuck decided that the Dwarven Queen, or I forget her name. Apologies, I forget what her name is. I fucking fuck whoever the fuck decided she was not gonna have a beard. Y'all a bunch of little bitches.
Manuel really wanted to see her beard.
Yes. Or at least give us a line where she's like, "I shaved it off," and like, so they make fun of her for it, and everyone just has a nice little laugh, and I'll take that. But don't fucking bitch out and not give dwarven women beards. That's my hot.
Manuel's so salty right now.
um, Also, I mentioned this earlier. The Arendir, he has Hugo Weaving syndrome, where he scowls all the time, like. He's just always scowling, and doesn't emote very well at all. It's like he sees like his commander dude die in front of him. He's like, same emotion I showed when I was looking at the hole the first time. It's like, what the fuck is this? Act, my dude.
And then he was just like, I'll cut the tree, and still same emotion.
That was actually really funny. I don't know why. And they slipped that one else. Honestly, the whole thing just how do I say this? I feel like they're writing themselves into some weird holes. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure they'll get out of them. But like JD mentioned earlier, that the whole time compression thing, it just feels like, how are they going to get all this done? How are they going to get Isildur being a king? How the fuck is not Aragorn going to become a king? It's like, how the fuck is like, well, I guess he might already be their king. I'm not sure what they're going with there. But it's like, what? And like...
But didn't JD said that they're spanning it 5 seasons?
Yeah, they have a plan. Apparently, they have it planned for 5 seasons. Assuming they get those 5 seasons.
It's funny because like there clearly isn't that much story for 5 seasons unless they told each part separately, which I think would have lasted 5 seasons. But nobody would watch it if they did that, because like there's no reason why the Isildur story has to tie in with what's going on with Sauron and everything like that. Like that should have been its. Like, why is this all happening at once?
Yeah, that was the other thing that I actually, now that we didn't talk about it, was like the pacing, where it's just like sometimes it's like, God damn, there's so many things going. Like first episode is like, there's so much shit going on. Then they kept on splitting it in between so many stories, and I was just like, God damn it, can we kind of get more meat out of like one thing before we go on to the next thing, please?
Can we get more? Can we eat more man flesh or whatever the fuck? I kept thinking about that the whole time. Are these orcs going to eat anyone? Because I remember wasn't there the line in one of the Lord of the Rings movies where they're like, they eat people, right? I mean,
man flesh.
Yeah, I think they said that. They're like, man flesh. So
and then he's like, can I just eat his legs? They're like, no. They killed his ass, and they're like, meat's back on the menu, boys.
That's what it was. Meat's back on. I forgot about that.
Every time where we do like a barbecue, like with my little brothers, and then before they left, that's what I always says, like, meat's back on the menu, boys. And because we all love watching Lord of the Rings, and this one time, believe it or not, we actually watched the extended versions, and it took us 10 hours straight of watching.
Only 10.
You know what pisses me off about the extended versions is that the extended versions, as far as I know, they don't exist anywhere legally online to stream.
I think they're on HBO Max.
I think it's HBO Max.
Oh, really? Okay, well there you go. Mm-hmm. For the longest time they didn't. Because before HBO Max, Netflix used to have the first 3 movies in the theatrical cut, and now Amazon has the first 3 movies. It has the Hobbit ones too, but nobody cares about those. It has them in theatrical cuts, but it's just like, where the fuck are they extended? And it's funny because like characters like Saruman just will never really get seen correctly because shit like that. But yeah. So, anyways, getting back to Rings of Power, Gandalf is in the show. Fucking Gandalf should not be here. Nuriel. The Queen of Numenor. Spoiler, by the way, if you haven't got to the episode, sorry. But the Queen Regent of Numenor should not be in this show because of time. Like time period, I mean to say. I don't think Elendil, he shouldn't be at the time of Sauron's arrival. It's like all this is weirdly time compressed, but like fucking Nuriel and Gandalf should not be there at all. It still bothers me that there are hobbits at all. I get what they're trying to do because we need hobbits because that ties in with the lore, but I don't think hobbits were never important. That was kind of the whole point of the Hobbit. Um, so I just think it's weird that hobbits are playing such a big
Like
central.
yeah, that's why I was just like, they already have a plot for that. It's on the other movies.
I also love. I love the way these Harfoots. I feel like the book didn't mention how harsh. I mean, this is all based on fucking appendices and bullshit. But like, I feel like they were never mentioned to be this harsh. That like they travel, they're migratory, but like if people can't keep up, they just leave them.
Yeah, dude, they fucking left they just left their asses. Like, damn, they could be in the back, and I was like, damn.
But even before that, yeah, they had this history of being like, oh, like if somebody can't move, we have to just leave them. It's like they write them in the books as people. I forgot what it was that they kind of keep up, and it's all like, you guys are fucked up. Don't they always chant about like not leaving the path and not like what leaving anyone behind or something?
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yes, it is. Nobody goes off the trail and nobody walks alone.
And they even do a head. Remember, they even do a roll call later, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hell yeah, we can leave your asses."
It just blows my mind. It makes me wonder about hobbits now. I'm like, that old man who seems pretty cool as a character. Well, not the old man. I don't know if that chick's his wife, whoever the fuck it is. Is that old lady? She's has some blood on her hands.
Oh, yeah, she was just like, what did she want? Discommunicate or
whatever the fuck, like disbandwagon or diswagoned or whatever the fuck it was.
I was just like, damn, this was fucking. She went from 1 to 0 hella fast.
You would know that wasn't the first time she did that before. She's probably like, right. Oh, you can't walk? Sucks to be you. Write them in the book. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, she was hell. I was like, damn, that was fast. Like, I was like, she just messed this. This girl only messed up like one time. She's young. They're like, she's like, kick them out. They ain't coming with us.
The Brandyfoot's had to die. Fucking hell! It just blew my mind. And she said it's like, I'm like, you know, like, she's killed many a family
and shit.
Yeah,
yeah, right. You're like, we know a family. Someone's family got fucking like left behind. Cheating. She gave 0 fucks.
No, I kept thinking eventually that old man is gonna just get. I guess that's how hobbits die. If eventually that old man's gonna get too old to keep walking, he has a cane or some shit. Do they just like?
Right, they just leave their asses behind.
Like, oh, I feel bad about this, and they just snap his neck and they keep walking like there. A wolf got him.
Yeah. I mean, like technically, you'd just be like, yup. It'll whatever's running after us. Whatever they'll find his body first. They won't get to us because they already got food.
You don't have to outrun the bear. You just have to outrun your friends mentality.
Also,
I mean, pretty much.
It kind of upset me the first time they showed the hobbits was when they were like hiding from some humans that were passing by. Some random humans are passing by, and they're all like, "Oh, be careful! You might run into a Harfoot or whatever." But these humans were either carrying or just wearing these giant moose head
antlers.
Things. Yeah,
they're like giant antlers.
They never explained that.
Yeah, I thought at first I was like, oh, maybe there's like a plot point to this, and I was all of a sudden it's like, I guess not. And I was just like, oh, I guess. I kind of sat there and I was like, oh, okay.
Like, that was just a random thing to do and show.
It's like, why did you even need to do it? Like, those props are so fucking hit big, and they have nothing to do with it. So why did you even have to even do it? It's okay, I get it, but maybe some people just wanted to do it because they could.
It's funny because like there's a scene where like Aragorn is in Numenor. And by the way, it trips me out because I feel like even though this show is taking forever to get anywhere, like there's a part where Galadriel goes with Elendil to like the west to go look up that fucking library or whatever, and then magically she's back. And I know time passes, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But we don't see that like like when she left and came back, I'm like, isn't she like a semi-prisoner where she's kind of just doing whatever the fuck she wants? And anyway, but there's the part where like Aragorn gets into a fight and he basically does the Hulk thing where he's all like,
Oh yeah.
I don't want no. No, this is a Jackie Chan thing. He's like, I don't want no trouble.
I don't want to travel, and then fucking
Fucking unloaded. He's like snapping the arms and like slamming guys' heads into stone walls. He basically did that. He's like, hey guys, I don't want no trouble. It's like too late for that.
like he was like you're like, oh no, he's about to do it. He's about to throw some punches right now.
I was actually hoping he was gonna be like a werewolf or some weird shit, like some weird fuck shit. But it was just so weird. No, he's just like fucking murderous. It's okay, that's fair. He just gets really murderous for the like when he gets angry. He gets into the Hulk. He's like, you won't like me when I'm angry.
Right. Oh shit. Oh, and then you remember when that dude was just like, yeah, I'm just you can't make nothing. You can't be a black. We can't deal with nothing here. Oh shit! Without this fucking sigil, the guy's like, I'm just gonna steal it. I was like, dude, I said that, yeah, right?
Can't just come.
And then he's like, hey, look, I guess I can do it now. They're like, dude, we just saw you. You just said you just got here. Like you didn't. We know you didn't earn it.
I know.
I was just like,
yesterday,
like
no. What was
like,
his plan?
dude, I sat there and I was like, what did you think was gonna? I was like,
honestly, I would. Had they just let him go after that, I would have expected him to reveal that he stole something else too, and that was just a distraction. It's like a bit of misdirection. You steal two things and hope he only notices the big one.
Where did he get the money that he paid for those drinks? I guess he stole it. I guess that's the answer there.
Either that or they just take gold.
It was just so fucking funny. Cause I sat there with Leslie. I was like, how? He's just going to the blacksmith, and he's just like, we know that you probably. That's like saying like, hey man, I'm not qualified. You're gonna need a degree for that, and you come back the next day.
Hey, I stole someone else's degree for it.
They're like,
beat up a doctor.
You never said it had to be mine.
Exactly.
See, look, I am a doctor. Look at my doctor. Oh fuck, dude. Like I sat there and I was like, I can't believe they did that. Like I really.
No, like
Manuel, you're all right. Manuel, you are. They did write themselves into something, and it's just like.
No, and then the fucking there's a scene. Speaking of when Galadriel goes west with Elendil, there's a scene where she's riding the horse, and like it actually looked fine, but there's a slow motion scene where they pan across Galadriel on the horse, and she has.
Yeah, that I was like, oh man, I was like, that's the look of colonialism.
That whole scene, I'm like, why is this here? Who the fuck? Who edited this? Who made this slow? It looks like a meme. It looks like they wanted that to be a meme because she's going really slow, and she has this big smile. Her hair's going like this. Her blue dress, and it's like really slow.
It's like, yeah, it's hella random.
Also, the music in the show is done by that dude who does the music, who did the music for the Angry Video Game Nerd movie. And I know he's done other shit since, but I always think of him as the YouTube composer. And I actually don't like the music in the show, and it's not even because of that. It's funny because I didn't like the music to begin with, and I was like, wait, the only credit I saw was Howard Shore because he did the theme. I'm like, who the fuck did the music for this show? Because some of it's pretty bad, and like, or it's either bad or generic. And I went to go look it up. I'm like, oh, it's the Angry Video Game Nerd guy.
Oh,
that explains a lot.
Oh, you know. Now that we're talking about the music thing, this is kind of going off on a tangent, but I felt like it was a disservice to the of House of the Dragons to use the fucking Game of Thrones fucking theme.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm just really surprised that they like come up with a new theme song.
I was like, oh, come on. I'm doing it wrong, but yeah, it's just like I was.
Yeah, you're not getting a copyright strike because of that.
Yeah, I'm like doing it completely offbeat and wrong completely. But yeah, I'm still doing it wrong. Anyway, yeah, I thought that was really weird. But the Rings of Power music I think is pretty. What I think is okay. Let me rephrase this. I don't think it's so much the worst music I ever heard. It has big shoes to fill. And it doesn't do it. if you're spending literally $1 billion, fucking spend some of those millions to get a good composer.
Like an actual composer.
Yeah, it's like I'm like, what is this music? It's like, where's the fucking choirs? Where the fuck are, like, all these deep lyrics that are in the music hidden? It's like, oh, this song's actually, if you know Elvish, like, this song's actually about so and so, like shit like that. I'm like, where is that? The music is just there at best. Sometimes it's distracting. It was distracting during like Galadriel scene, which is why I'm like, who the fuck did this music? But yeah, there's some parts of the show that's a fucking hot mess.
Yeah, it's pretty right now. It's just yeah. I'm kind of just in the point where it's just like, okay, I know what I'm watching this for.
It's only 8 episodes, and we already have 3 of them gone. There's not much to do, and I'm like, how can they really finish this well? Hire Danny Elfman. What's he doing? Uncle Bugger reunion happened recently, I think, one of many, but yes, hire Danny Elfman.
He's working on Sam Raimi's next movie.
Honestly, I'm not sure if Howard Shore is retired now, which could be, but why didn't you just hire Howard Shore? It's like, just, once again, if you're spending billions of dollars, $1 billion in 8 seasons, just fucking hire him.
It's just like you guys are over budget anyway. You might as well just pay that guy that already fucking did a good job.
But
no, he's still working.
It's fun. It's funny. Okay. I was thinking about Danny Elfman, and I'm like, imagine like it'd be a quirky theme song or some shit. Like, it'd be a totally different show. This is really random, but did you know that Tim Burton did not direct Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yes,
I never knew that. There was a viral tweet going around about it the other day about how, like, just because it's called Tim Burton's A Nightmare Before Christmas, no one knows that someone else directed it. I'm like,
Henry Selick.
Yeah. If I was on Jeopardy, I with 100% confidence, if they're like, who directed A Nightmare Before Christmas, I would buzz and say Tim Burton and lose all my money. But yeah.
They're like, this man, he was so sure.
But anyways, coming back, we'll wrap this up in a bit. But coming back, I don't know. It's like, I'll definitely keep watching. I don't know if I'll probably keep watching both. Who am I kidding? But
yeah, it's not like a bad. It's not bad. It's just not great. But fuck.
I also definitely think that people are harping on the wrong things. Like, you could definitely hate Rings of Power. You could definitely hate it. But if you're gonna just pick at it because you're like sexist or racist or whatever, just no, don't do that. Don't do a bad internet take. There are definitely things you can complain about it for real if you want to, though. Like, why the fuck is the music terrible? Why the fuck does it look like they bought those fucking lamps from Lowe's Hardware? Why the fuck is it never like more than 3 elves? The ears cost that much to put on that they could never have more than 3 elves in any one scene?
Hey, like, in the very first episode.
By the way, in the first episode, one of the humans that they were watching over in the towers calls, what do they call them, knife ears or dagger ears?
Something like
and
that.
I'm like, is that a slur?
Yes.
Is that an elven slur? I feel like using that in a D&D setting. But then again, I feel like that's racist. So I don't know. They call them dagger ears. Like dagger ears. And I think he calls that to his face, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah.
It's such a weird, because it's like, honestly, it kind of does sound kind of cool, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
it does. It's just like, it seems like a good thing to say. Like, that sounds terrible. Like, a slur sounds like a good thing to say. But like a good thing to include, like, in a fantasy thing. Whoever the fuck wrote the show, yeah, you get a thumbs up for that one line. Just for that one line.
Like you think I was like, when I heard that, I was like, that doesn't sound too bad. Sure. Now they're like, you tree fucker. Like, whoa, hold the fuck up. I'm chopping this tree now.
It's funny because, don't get me wrong, the whole orcs and sunlight thing is a thing, but I always felt like it wasn't that big of a deal even in Lord of the Rings, so I find it weird that they're so gung-ho about it.
Yeah, because I was just like, dang, I was just like, even when I sat there and I was like, man, you guys must fuck. I was like, you guys must be really desperate to be having to do this. I was like,
Because for the
It's just
record,
funny.
the whole point of the Urukai, if I'm not mistaken, that they were like the southern peoples and the orcs they were like half orcs. If I'm not mistaken, somebody's probably gonna correct me on that, but I'm pretty sure that was the whole point of the Urukai. So that they could walk out in sunlight. So I know that was a thing, but they did it before, like just fucking like put it like, because there's a scene at the end of the most recent episode where they put the fucking orcs in sunlight. They're like, and there's smoke coming off them and shit like that. Like they're fucking melting. And I'm like, okay, I don't think it was that bad. Like, calm down, everyone.
You see, these are Model 1 orcs. Once you get up to like the Model 14, the Urukai, then they can go in sunlight. Because apparently no one thought of just like buying them hats and like
exactly
armor.
It's like fucking.
That's true though. Yeah, because like all the other movies, they're all just chilling out in the sun, chasing after people.
Dude,
And now they're just like,
they cut it out of the movie, and I believe it is in the book. But when they escape from Khazad-dûm in Lord of the Rings with the whole Balrog thing, the goblins chase them, I believe, like outside.
they start.
Yeah, so it's like
Aragorn's all like, "Yo, you better hurry the fuck up, homie. They're coming after us."
So that blows my mind. Also, it still trips me out. Last complaint I'll say is I know that's the way they described it in the book. The door to that place, the speak friend and enter, that big door.
Mm-hmm.
But why is it in the middle of nowhere? Are you going to tell me that every dwarf has to enter that way? This tiny door in the middle of nowhere, that's a fire hazard. Is that why all the dwarves die eventually down there?
I would assume they have multiple doors, Manuel. Like that's one of the first things of like mining is always make another path out just in case.
Also, I'm sorry. I know it's described this way. I know it's in the original Lord of the Rings, but I thought it then too. Who mines like that? Who mines these narrow, tiny little, thin, one person across bridges across this bottomless pit?
It looks cool, Manuel.
Who mines like that?
Right? It's like, to be honest, when you think about it, it's like you guys have all these fucking technological advances and live in a fucking cave and do all this mining, yet y'all couldn't make a bigger fucking bridge so you guys wouldn't fucking die.
Like, a dragon doesn't even need to smash that. That feels like it's just structurally unsound. If somebody was carrying a big cart across, it would probably snap in the middle.
Okay, they didn't have OSHA then, Kate.
I know exactly. No OSHA regulation. Also, I know I said that was my last complaint, but there was the part where they showed the Gandalf dude amongst all the Harfoots, and I felt that the whole forced perspective thing did not work. I kept forgetting that he's supposed to be like 18 times, not that much, but he's way taller than them.
He's hella taller. He's supposed to be hella taller than them.
But like, it didn't look right. I'm like, what is this? Like, I don't know. I felt like they should have. You remember that one scene in Lord of the Rings where Frodo's in front of Elrond's council, and they clearly didn't film it right, so they CG'd him tiny, but he's like, he looks wrong. He just, it's like tiny little Elijah Wood walking. It's like, bro, that looks fucked up. Redo it. Who the fuck signed off on this? Again, it looks fine to me. Put it in this multi-million-dollar budgeted movie. It's fine. Anyways,
like this movie needs to come out.
For the record, I think, and I know this is a different time, a different production company and everything like that, but I think the first 3 Lord of the Rings movies cost $1 billion to make, all 3 of them together, or close to that after marketing and everything like that. So it just blows my mind that this one season apparently costs as much as those 3 movies, and
they're gonna do 5 of them.
Well, but that's more money. Like that's going to be another $500 million. So it's like, it's just like that. Somebody audit them, please.
Yeah, Wikipedia lists the budget for the 3 of the films as $281 million. So,
that's not even. That's the budget of like half of this season. So yeah, somebody.
That's a budget for 2 episodes of this season.
Manuel's like, someone's laundering some fucking money.
JD's cousin or whatever is like is living in a mansion now, and we all wonder why.
He's living in an apartment in Santa Monica.
He's like, I'm moving, and he fucking bought Michael Jordan's mansion that's been on the market forever. He's like, yeah, I got a new house. I saw a fucking TikTok about Michael Jordan's mansion. Sorry. Anyways.
Oh, he's selling it?
Apparently, he's been selling it for like 15 years and no one's buying it, and he keeps lowering the price.
He's like $1. I mean, it's kind of weird because trying to lower the price right now for this market is a fucking lie.
Exactly. Anyway, do you have any final words on Rings of Power, JD, that aren't going to get your cousin or whatever like implicated?
No. I think I have one cousin who's working on the effects and another who's working with like one of the distributors. So yeah, I really don't want to talk about it.
Oh. Yeah. Are you going to keep watching?
Yes, I'm going to keep watching.
Same.
Everyone keep. Honestly, I think they're both good shows. I think House of the Dragon is the better show if you compare them. But like Warren said, they're not really comparable.
Like, yeah,
I didn't try to compare them, except for the money, which I feel like definitely House of the Dragons is doing more with their money. But yeah, there's nothing to compare. They're completely different shows. You want to know what my favorite part of the most recent House of the Dragon episode was? Nothing to do with the incest. There's a scene where Rhaenyra's seeing the suitors. Remember when she's seeing the suitors, and the little boy comes up, and little boy's all like, "If you join House whatever," I forgot what house he's from. It's like you'll live safe and like in comfort. And that one dude starts talking shit, and the little boy draws his sword, and Rhaenyra's like, "We're leaving," and they keep fighting anyway. And the little boy kills the guy.
Yo, that guy fucking does. Okay, that guy fucking deserved it.
It was just funny though. I started laughing my ass off. The little boy killed him. I honestly thought Rhaenyra was gonna marry him after that. She didn't, but yeah.
Man, yo, she's a kid, dude. The way that she insulted the old dude.
Oh yeah, it's like, oh,
it's like, how do you know she looks beautiful?
Did you say so about my grandmother? It's like that was half a century ago. It's like, this is an old man.
I was just like, damn. She's like, yeah, she's just as pretty as her. He's like, oh, I wonder why you know.
But no, that little boy was great. I hope he comes back in the show. I doubt he will. But he just killed that dude. Did you see that?
I mean, that guy was talking.
No, I haven't seen the newest episode because I don't have HBO Max at the moment.
Oh yeah, you mentioned.
I have to borrow your friends.
I was about to say, like, I'll just give you the password.
I mean, Jade. I mean, well, I guess we can talk about this after.
Yeah,
we'll talk about this after.
Yeah,
I'll talk about this
after. Thank you for watching. Own it. He will start some conflict.
Thank you.
Anyways, we'll wrap this up. Everyone, like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to Ed, Kenneth, and Ravuf, our current patrons. If you want to see us in a convention near you, me and Warren will both be at PMX. October 21st to the 23rd at the the Hilton LA San Gabriel. I'm saying that backwards. The Hilton LA San Gabriel.
Oh, I forgot. They changed the location again.
Yeah, it's not in Pasadena anymore. Well, actually, it wasn't in Pasadena for a while, but the last time it happened was in 2019. I did go in 2019, and it was at a different Hilton, like in... I don't remember what city, but they clearly work with Hilton. Because if you remember, for the longest time, even before it was in Pasadena, it was the LAX Hilton, where AX used to be back in the 90s.
Yep.
So, anyways, come to see us there. We're doing 6 panels, and Tiffany's doing a performance. And
what else are we doing this week?
Oh, tomorrow's a Wild Arm stream right here at 5 o'clock with myself and Warren, maybe Snacks. Snacks has been like working out every day. Well, because he's been working out every day, like trying to get those gains. So like he's choosing gains over games, which is fair. I'm not gonna fault the man.
Hey, I want to do that. Just
choose games.
I actually do it. I do it after our streams.
And then Friday we should be Drink Talk Roll. Hopefully.
Wait, we're doing Drink Talk Roll this week?
See, you said no. Anyways, okay, tomorrow's Wild Arms for sure. No, I don't know about Drink Talk Roll.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Apparently, we're not.
I want to play DTR. I want to play D&D again. The fuck?
Which is why we do this anyways. I've been busy. I've been busy with the PMX stuff, so I didn't write the schedule. But anyways, tomorrow for sure, Wild Arms. Peace out. Love you all. Thank you for watching.
Good night.
Good night.